Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak that's set to release on both the Nintendo Switch and on PC on June 30th. And today we have a couple of interesting and exciting couple of gameplay clips showcasing more of an extended look to a continuation of the Garangom combat gameplay that we got to look at yesterday, where basically Capcom dropped a brand new presentation with Yuki Yamada, I believe is his name, a Japanese voice actor slash actor, where Capcom has kind of let him play the game a little bit, and he kind of gives his opinion, his raw reactions to it. Rather popular YouTube thing to do. And basically they showcase a bunch of like exploration for the Citadel. And one of the things that I specifically complained about in the combat gameplay clips, which were rather short, was that they were rather heavily edited, and it was something that just kind of ultimately at the end of the day doesn't really give you a really good feel of the gameplay itself. Well, today we actually got a longer uncut version of those clips, and I wanted to go ahead and showcase it to you guys, and more importantly go over what we're seeing, because this is something that I kind of like glossed over at the end of the day in my previous video, where I was specifically talking about just the tree itself and the whole purple thing about it, which I do still think is interesting. But the gameplay itself with Garangom, I think, bears mentioning. There's a couple of like moves that we didn't necessarily see before. So starting out, we actually do get to see the hunter kind of coming up behind Garangom in that same area where there's the purple glow and the purple tree. I talked about that at length already. Right out of the gate, we do get to see the hunter do the diving attack. This is the brand new Soakbind attack, where the hunter kind of like spikes forward in a drill-like motion and attacks the monster directly from whichever side you're choosing to attack. He also does seem to have a rather massive roar that kind of like pushes you back, even if it catches you in air, or if you're like mid attack. It just kind of like, the roar is so loud, kind of just knocks you off your feet a little bit, and then he'll turn around and kind of just right paw pounce you. This is his right paw, therefore that would be fire attack. His left paw is water damage, so do keep that in mind, as he has both elements, water and fire, I should say. We do get to see the hunter kind of like keeping his distance, and Garangom loves to toss stones to people. So he'll pick up big massive boulders, toss them at the hunter, and then he does this big spike up with his like explosion from his right arm. So he kind of like pounces his arm onto the ground. He jumps forward up in the air and then just kind of lands upon you. And then he also seems to have this really big massive kind of like bulldozer type of an attack, where if he catches you with it, he just kind of like trucks you over a little bit as well. Luna Garen has something more similar, but it's a little more agile as well. And then Garangom here, the hunter, is just kind of like keeping his distance and just kind of like let him do his attack, so you can kind of showcase what he does. He keeps doing the right paw attack, the pounce attack to close in the ground, and it's just kind of like really interesting to see just kind of like the way he goes. We do also have another clip basically on the daytime. That was pretty much like dusk. In the daytime, they kind of again approach him from the back. He's kind of just walking around, and then he, as soon as he gets aggro, he does a shout, you know, and the hunter wearing Luna Garen armor, the Palamute, Luna Garen Palamute, and the Palico as well. And they just kind of like go into town. They actually start attacking it, which is something that we didn't see on the other clip as well. They're wire bugged themselves out of a really bad situation, and then you immediately see Garangom go into the stance of like trying to truck you over. He has this like one spear dive attack, if you will, like he'll put his head down, just trucks you over. If he catches you, you'll get knocked back, and then he'll try to like pounce on you if he catches you in that regard. So you definitely want to keep your distance away. And then he also has this big kind of like right left swing attacks as well, so you definitely need to be aware of those as well. And we also get another look at that diving Silkbind attack, the brand new one, where he kind of just, where the hunter basically drills the monster on whichever side you can actually get your hands on him, and then just go to town from there. So now we actually got a couple of brand new extended looks of that specific combat, which we didn't necessarily get a good look at in the first original clip when they were kind of like showcasing the Citadel, but we didn't necessarily get to see the combat all that well, as it was heavily edited. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys right now. If you are brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.